Here we go.
And welcome back to the SFA Coaches Show here at
Yeah.
are on to our last but certainly not least coach here, head coach of the dance team, TJ Maple. Thank you so much for being here. Coach, headed into your 21st season. You've got 18 national championships with this team. This team has over 20 national championships. How does it feel going into another season?
Stressful.
I mean, he's been a coach.
Each year it gets more and more pressure to stay on top, and so just trying to hold all the emotions back and take one day at a time, one foot forward every time we go to practice, and you see the athletes and just put their best foot forward. I mean, I can't explain it. It's challenging.
Sometimes you just can't put it into words.
No, like tonight.
Well, you talk about putting one foot in front of the other. Real quick, we're going to take a step backwards.
Okay.
We're going to look at the past season, and can you tell us some of the highlights that took place?
Last year was a pretty incredible year. The year before we had double titled, so that means we won 2 of our divisions. And last year we were fortunate enough to win another. So we talk about winning all the time in our program, but not just winning in Daytona, right? We have to come in every practice ready to win. Every game is one step forward, ready to win. And, my challenge to the athletes, the dancers, are to make something better every time. So they came in last year and did that to the nth degree. Last year was one of my most stressless years in all my coaching. I have seasoned veterans, and they just took the reins and did exactly what was expected out of them. So it really helped to make the success. And then winning in Daytona was just a cherry on top. They did everything they needed to do here, representing the community, the school, performing at games, supporting all the other athletic teams, and then we're able to go and win another.
And I think we talked about it just with about each head coach that's come up here. Just veterans can make all the difference. Just that environment in the locker room, whether on and off the court, it can just make all the difference.
Yeah. For us, the veterans, we talk in detail a lot about how they have got to be the selfless leaders. Mm-hmm. And they've got to be the ones that set the tone. And when you have a group of veterans and returners that buy into that method and buy into that belief system, you can be unstoppable. And that is what has proven time and again to get us the rankings that we get, and the success that we have is having the correct people in the leadership positions, remaining with the team year after year.
And so, remaining year after year, your squad has already been working towards this year. What's your message to the team so far been, and how has the squad looked early on?
My message this far has been, our challenges have been practicing tough, practicing like they mean it, and not just going through the movements. So how they practice will determine how we are successful in April. So if they choose to practice and mark through things, they're going to get out there and they're going to make mistakes here early on in the season, and they're not going to get the SFA way of things. And then it's going to slow down our process when we get to spring semester where we're kicking it into high gear. So, practice it like you mean it. That's been the message thus far. And we've seen some growth in that. The rookie class, we have a huge rookie class this year. So we are 25 returners and veterans and 25 rookies. So that's half and half, but it's big. It's big numbers. So getting 50 people all on the same page, it's challenging, But so far, the veterans and the returners have taken them under their wings, and the progress has been, at the speed of light already, and we're just in week 2. So,
and you talk about not going through the motions. That can be a whole lot easier said than done. How do you constantly repeat that and the success that they've had over year after year?
once that buy-in, like I said about buy-in, once that buy-in is there and everyone is on that same page, they'll be successful. But until we get there, we have to celebrate our wins, celebrate the small stuff, but then always have the room to be better and to go in every day wanting to be 1% better. We talk about 212 degrees a lot. 211 degrees you're hot, 212 you're boiling. So, it's that 1 degree of more effort, more practice, more desire to want to get new skills and to want to remain one of the best dance teams in the nation.
I may have to steal that boiling reference. I like that a lot.
Go for it.
Kind of moving over to your staff, I know you kind of shouted out some over here. Obviously, you recently hired a new associate head coach. How will her experience help y'all get ready for the Nationals this year?
She has walked in and just changed the game. I mean, I've been very fortunate to have chosen old dancers that I've coached to be my assistant coaches in the past, and they've done amazing jobs. This time around, there wasn't any that wanted to come back to Nat, and there wasn't any that were ready to move into that role. And so we, took a leap of faith and brought in someone from outside of the program. And I will say that we are already on the same page. And the fact that she comes in from being a head coach gives us such an advantage because we're both looking at things through the same lens. Before, those assistants may not have been ready to look at things through a certain lens.
Correct.
And that's okay. We were growing, we were teaching them how to become coaches, but we're looking through the same lenses already on day 7.
Wow.
So I'm a lucky guy. So.
And so, moving on to expectations, they can be heavy, to say the least, especially from outside sources. What expectations do you kind of place upon yourself throughout the season?
I would love to say that I don't put the expectation to win on myself, but that would be lying. I think as I've gotten older, I've put the expectation to become a better coach and to live with grace with them and to challenge them to be better and to want it more than I want it for them. And I think that, that is also part of our success and it's part of our story is that it's not just me pushing them, it's them pushing me as well. So I think, as the years have gone on in the same program for 21 years in, I don't have to do a lot of yelling anymore. I don't have to do a lot of, trying to get them to buy in because the culture is already set and they're just coming in and living their dreams every day.
And that can be one of the best things when that culture is already there. We talk about that veteran presence and it's already just established.
I'm gonna head to the car.
Well, you've got some save the dates coming up. Would you mind giving us some insight on what those workshops, camps provide and what you and your staff are looking to accomplish with the College Prep Incentive?
Yeah, so unlike many sports, we do not recruit.
Okay.
They have got to be invited to our actual tryout.
Okay.
We have a legit tryout. In order to be invited, they have to attend one of our intensives, and they get 4 chances to do that throughout the year. So 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring. They come in, they get to tour campus, they get to work with us. It's a 5-hour intensive, and through that, we choose who we think would be a good fit to actually try out. So starting off with their skill, and then we'll start doing intel on them to see, how they are as a person. And then when we get to tryouts, that initially seals the deal for us. So a lot of college dance teams are moving to the recruit model, but that's not my way of doing things. We have been successful without it, so until we do not find success in the model that we have now, it'll stay this way.
I say if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And so lastly, I kind of want to touch on, classes start today for SFA, but it seems like for your team, they're already constantly going, whether it be getting invited or being asked to come to events. I know orientation's going on. I know beginning classes and just asking them to, just go set up at a station and just be the presence of SFA almost.
Yep.
What is that for the team having to get asked that even though classes aren't started? You know, they're taking, you know, their time to be a part of the team and coming in when, you know, other students aren't on campus.
Well, I think in nature, we are a year-round activity, year-round sport. However you look at it, there's a secondary piece to what we do. We are a competitive squad, but we've got to be the face and the ones that are there just spiriting. And I mean, I've got two of my girls here tonight, and they're just in uniform and shaking their palms, you know. So, you know, that we all know and recognize that is also part of our responsibility for the university, and we find the joys in those things as well. So, as competitive as we may be, we do take the time to want to make sure that, you know, we do have a presence for everyone to see us, and you know, representation for everyone to, if they desire to be a part of us, to see us through other activities as well.
Well, I really appreciated you coming up here. Anything else you want to present to Jack Nation while you're here and over the airwaves?
Just get some butts and seats, you know. It's important for all the other sports that we go and support, but it's important for us too, because the more people that are there watching, the more fun we have on the sidelines supporting and performing for the fans. So couldn't say it any louder. Get to the games.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our crew here at the Buffalo Wild Wings SFA Coaches Show. We thank you guys once again for coming out. Just want to say next time we'll be back on. We'll be when SFA football takes on the University of Houston this upcoming Thursday. Really prepared for that game. Ready to be out there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Chase Merrill, and this is the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.